here in the Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast, a TGIF episode this week. Finally, we got breaking news. Alvin Kamara, his ruling has finally come to light. Now, we thought this was going to happen last summer, and then it got pushed back to during the season, but now he finally had his hearing. And his hearing was for the beatdown in Vegas last February, early February. Him, cornerback Chris Lamons. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correct. I don't really care, though. Those two and two other guys beat the shit out of a guy. Now, the alleged victim accuses Kamara and the three other men of beating him up and then stomping on him while he was unconscious.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if we all remember, we nominated Alvin Kamara for NFL's biggest douchebag because of this.
He was up there.
Now, Kamara and the three other men were facing misdemeanor charges of conspiracy to commit battery and a felony charge of battery with substantial bodily harm. Kamara has agreed to plead no contest to his misdemeanor. He is no longer facing felony charges after the plea deal. He's got to serve 30 hours of community service, and he's got to pay the victim $105,000 for his medical bills. Now, the victim originally wanted $10 million from Kamara. He was getting a little greedy.
That's a lot of money.
A little greedy, but I'd ask for $10 million too if I got the shit beat out of me and then I was unconscious and you stomped on me. Allegedly, I wasn't there.
Trying to get you for all you got. You almost killed me.
Could have
killed me.
Now, so everybody's thinking here. So Kamara's clean with the law. Now we're all thinking, what about the NFL? We've been waiting. I was waiting last year for a suspension, possibly. NFL released a statement Tuesday morning. Quote, "We have been closely monitoring all developments in the matter, which remains under review." End quote. Max, there's no way Alvin Kamara is coming out of here without a suspension of at least 4 games, maybe 6, maybe 8. What do you think?
Does New Orleans just drop him? Did they say we're not gonna deal with it?
Ooh,
we don't want this a part of our organization. Kind of like Sean Payton, Jonathan Vilma. Like I know that was a little bit, that was a little bit different as far. But was it? Telling defensive guys to go rip their heads off, and Alvin Kamara's going ahead and stomping on someone at a club.
Yeah,
stomping the yard.
Reminds us that football players are animals.
Yeah,
but
geez.
I didn't think about a possible Alvin Kamara cut from the team. I didn't think about that. As you know very well, Max, I've had him, I believe, all 6 seasons. I believe he's played 6 seasons. I've had him in fantasy. I've kept him 5 straight years. But I'll announce right here on the Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast, if you want him, you can get him in the draft this year. I will not be keeping him because I don't see how he gets away without a suspension here.
Mm-hmm. I agree. For anyone out there, any player that has a suspension or even an injury, if you're only doing a 2-keeper league like us, it's not worth it. Every week counts in fantasy football, people. You can't afford to be like, oh, I'll wait the first 4 weeks. No, you might be 0-4, just so you know.
Climbing uphill the rest of the season.
Not worth it. I love that we're talking fantasy football a little bit. It's coming. It's coming, people. We're excited.
Max,
about football.
I might surprise you by this one, but some rookies are actually reporting to training camp next week.
Woo-hoo.
So we will be talking football here soon.
Yes.
For those of you that forgot, this podcast started as a fantasy football podcast, so we will be diving deep into football here soon. Be ready.
Football is a biggest juicy sport, arguably in the world. Arguably.
So much juice.